Hey everybody, this is Death by D4 and welcome to my guide on how to play as the Paladin class in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. There's a lot to go over, so be sure to subscribe and let's dive right on in. At first level you get a D10 for your hit die, proficiencies in light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, shields, simple weapons, martial weapons, wisdom saving throws, charisma saving throws, and 2 skills of your choice from athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, persuasion, and religion. You also get Divine Sense, which allows you to use your action to sense the presence of any celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet of you that aren't behind total cover until the start of your next turn. Additionally, you can also tell if the area around you has been hollowed or desecrated. And you also get Lay on Hands, which grants you a resource pool equal to 5 times your Paladin's level. With it, you can touch a creature to spend points to restore its hit points, or spend 5 points to cure it of any disease. So what does all of this mean? Well, you're pretty tanky, especially with those armor proficiencies. Likewise, your weapon proficiencies are also amazing. However, due to the nature of your higher level features, I would highly recommend just sticking with melee weapons, as many of the features that come later on will require you to do this. As for your skills, they are, unfortunately, not very great, so I wouldn't stress about it all too much. Your Divine Sense is, pretty bad, as all it will really do is confirm the unearthly nature of any creature nearby you. Honestly, even for that, it's far less effective than most divination spells. At the very least, it is free, but that's really all I can say about it. Finally, your Lay on Hands is actually a pretty nice feature to have, especially since it scales really well with you as you level up. Also, your incredible ability to just cure any disease instantly should not be understated, as there are some seriously deadly diseases out there that you'll want to watch out for. Anyway, this is a pretty good starting level if I'm being perfectly honest. At 2nd level, you get Spellcasting, which allows you to cast spells using your charisma. As an added note, you're a prepared spellcaster with half-caster capabilities. What does that mean? Well, as a prepared spellcaster, you get to pick and swap out which spells that you can cast at the start of each day, granting you a lot of versatility in terms of the spells that you can actually cast. However, as a half-caster class, your spellcasting ability will be half that of a regular spellcaster, meaning that your spell slot level will cap out at 5. That and, unlike other spellcasters, you don't gain access to any cantrips, which kind of sucks honestly. Because of this, spellcasting is definitely not going to be your primary go-to feature. Is that a bad thing? No, and here's why. You also gain Divine Smite at 2nd level, which allows you to expend spell slots whenever you hit a creature with a melee attack to deal additional radiant damage to it. The damage starts at 2d8 and increases by 1d8 when you increase the spell slot's level. You also deal an additional 1d8 of radiant damage to your target if it happens to be a fiend or undead. And once you reach 11th level, this bonus will increase to 2d8 instead. Wow! This is an absolutely incredible feature, as it will allow you to dish out some pretty significant damage during combat. Also, the fact that you get to see if your attack hits first before you use it is just incredible for you, as it'll allow you to properly strategize when you want to use your smites, especially if you're saving one of your bigger spell slots for a critical hit. Overall, an absolutely fantastic feature, and one that you're definitely going to get a lot of mileage out of. Oh, and one more thing. You also get a fighting style at 2nd level, which allows you to select a bonus tailored for your specific method of combat. Considering that your class is intended to be used mostly for melee, the options available to you are a bit more limited than that of the fighter. That said, there's still some pretty good options available to you here, like Dueling, which grants you a +2 to all of your damage rolls while using a single-handed weapon, and Protection, which allows you to use your reaction to impose disadvantage on any attack roll targeting a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see. All in all, a really nice feature to have. At 3rd level, you get Divine Health, which grants you immunity to diseases. Nothing crazy, but still a nice feature to have. You also get to pick your Paladin subclass at 3rd level. So far, you can pick from the Oath of the Ancients, Conquest, Crown, Devotion, Oathbreaker, Redemption, and Vengeance, all of which offer you new features at 3rd, 7th, 15th, and 20th level. You also get Channel Divinity as a part of this, which is a short rest recharge resource that you can spend to use unique abilities associated with your subclass. Honestly, just pick whatever subclass speaks to your character the most. I won't go over all the features of these subclasses right now, but if you'd like me to in a future video, please let me know down in the comments below. At 4th level, just like everybody else, you get your ability score increase, which you get again at 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th levels. On the topic of stats, I'd be sure to max out your strength and charisma scores first, followed up by your constitution score second. Beyond that, maybe put some points into dexterity and wisdom if you really need to. Otherwise, I would just avoid putting any points into your intelligence score, as it's going to be doing basically nothing for you. At 5th level, you get extra attack, which allows you to attack twice on your turn. Simple, yet highly effective. At 6th level, you get Aura of Protection, which grants you and all friendly creatures within 10 feet of you a bonus to all saving throws equal to your Charisma modifier while you're conscious. At 18th level, the range of this effect actually increases, spreading out to an incredible 30 feet around you. This is an amazing feature, as it will really help take a lot of the danger out of any saving throws that you or your party could come across. Heck, this even counts towards death saving throws made by your allies as well, meaning that they're very likely to survive being knocked down at 0 hit points. You know, assuming that they don't actually get attacked while they're down. Anyway, aside from that, this is a really good feature for you to get, and one that you will definitely get a lot of use out of. At 10th level, you get Aura of Courage, which prevents you and all friendly creatures within 10 feet of you from being frightened while you're conscious. At 18th level, just like with Aura of Protection, its range increases to 30 feet. Admittedly, this is quite nice, but not really as useful as Aura of Protection. At the very least, it's always on, so there's no technical downside to it. Finally, at 14th level, you get Cleansing Touch, which allows you to simply end any one spell effect on yourself or another creature that you can touch as an action. You get to use this feature a number of times equal to your Charisma modifier, recharging after a long rest. At this point, enemy spellcasters will just absolutely hate you, as not only are you making it harder for their spells to actually land because of your Aura of Protection, but now you can just stop their effects from happening even if they actually do land. I mean, just wow, this is definitely a very useful feature for you to have, and it will easily help you maintain stability within the party, especially when faced against those pesky spellcasters. Alright, so that does it for all the class features. Now onto just a few of my own personal recommendations concerning it. If you like to play as the Paladin and have no idea where to start with a race, I'd recommend trying out the Half-Elf Drow Descent. It gets you bonuses to your Charisma score and 2 other ability scores of your choice, Dark Vision, advantage on saving throws against being charmed, immunity magic that puts you to sleep, and a variant feature of your choice from any 2 skill proficiencies, which isn't really the one we're interested in, proficiency in Perception. Wait, who would actually be stupid enough to take this? It's a complete scam over what I just said. And Drow Magic, the one that we're actually interested in, which allows you to cast the Dancing Light cantrip as well as cast Fairy Fire and Darkness each once a day for free. Seriously, just getting access to Fairy Fire, let alone a free casting of it, is the main reason why I recommend this as a race for a Paladin, as that spell alone could really allow you to just lay into a creature really hard with your Divine Smites. Of course, if you have somebody else who can cast a spell for you, then that would just be even better, but being able to rely on yourself for something like this is never a bad thing. Either way, it's definitely a really solid option for you to pick if you have no idea where to start. Now, as for feats, there's simply no way I couldn't recommend Sentinel, as it'll help you lock down all of your enemies around you while you protect your allies. Savage Attacker could also be good, as it will help you maximize the damage that you deal with your Divine Smites. Otherwise, maybe a great Weapon Master if you plan on wielding a 2-handed weapon, or Shield Master, as it will allow you to get a lot more mileage out of using a shield then. Finally, let's talk about spells. Now, when it comes to picking your cantrips, you don't actually get any, so yeah, that makes it easy for you. Otherwise, here's a list of a few spells that I think are worth looking into. Bless, Compel Duel, Cure Wounds, Detect Magic, Divine Favor, Searing Smite, Shield of Faith, Thunderous Smite, Aid, Fine Steed, Lesser Restoration, Locate Object, Magic Weapon, Aura of Vitality, Blinding Smite, Crusader's Mantle, Dispel Magic, Elemental Weapon, Remove Curse, Revivify, Aura of Purity, Banishment, Death Ward, Locate Creature, Staggering Smite, Banishing Smite, Circle of Power, Destructive Wave, Holy Weapon, and Raise Dead. And that's it. That's everything you need to know in order to play as a Paladin. Personally, I believe that the Paladin class is best played as a frontline attacker whose role is to deal damage while absorbing damage for the rest of the party. However, that's just my opinion. So what are your thoughts on the matter? Are you excited to give the Paladin a try? And if you have already, what was your experience with it like? Let me know down in the comments below. If you'd like to support the channel, be sure to give this video a like and consider supporting me over on Patreon. Patreon supporters gain access to my patron-only server over on Discord, where you can join in on my games and chat with me and other patrons about anything D&D related. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you haven't, and if you're interested in seeing more videos of mine, here's one right up over here. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see all of you in the next video.